Welcome back, guys. This is the Thinking Gamer. Today I've got another video for you. This video is going to be focusing on build orders. I want to show you a basic build order for all three races. This is by no means a catch-all build order, but this is a basic standard build order that allows you to build up your units and your economy and kind of react to the enemy in a reasonable fashion. It is a flexible, and semi-strong build order. Now I'm going to show you what to do. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build SCVs until you hit supply of 9. And then you're going to build a supply depot over here at your choke point. Now that I've hit 9, so I'll come over here. By the time he gets here, I should have enough minerals or close to it to go ahead and build my first supply depot. Now you're going to keep pumping out your SCVs until you get to 12. Once you get to 12, you're going to want to build your first barracks. It's very important that you get this first barracks out because it allows you to fend off any kind of early attack. What I like to do with my guy is I'll send him to the various bases to scout out once he gets done with this supply depot here. So once I get to 12, now I can start building my first barracks. And I'll pull one of my guys off the line up here to come and build my first barracks. Now you want to keep pumping out SCVs every time you get a chance, keep pumping them out, and you're going to do this until you get to 13. So once I get to 13, now I want to work on making a refinery. This is my first refinery. It shouldn't take too long to build. Keep pumping out guys until you get to 15. Once you get to 15 out of 19, there's going to be two things you're going to want to do. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this guy up here. Here, I'll show you once I get to 15 supply. Oh. You're going to take this guy and have him build a second supply depot. And you will have your entrance walled off. Your Vespian gas will be done. I want you to start mining that with 3 guys. And then wait until you get to 150 minerals. And once you get to 150 minerals, you're going to go ahead and upgrade your command center to an orbital command. This is going to allow you to call down SCVs, which is really going to boost your economy. You're going to make back any money you lost by not making SCVs with that mule that's going to come down. And that is the basic supply. That is the basic build order. And now, what you're going to want to do is, after you scouted out your opponent and you know kind of what they're doing, what they're planning on doing, you can go one of 3 ways. You can start building more barracks, a factory, and eventually at least 1 starport, so you can start going heavy infantry. You can go for Marines, Marauders, and that sort of thing, along with medevacs. It's very powerful. But there's good counters against it. So if it doesn't look like that's going to be a good option for you, you have a second option. You could throw down a couple factories. You could throw down more than 1 factory right immediately. And that's going to allow you to start building Hellions, siege tanks, Thors, that kind of thing. You can go for a heavy mechanical build. And also another thing you can do is if you decide, you can throw down your first factory and immediately after that build 2 starports and go for heavy air. And heavy air can be useful against some enemies depending on what they're doing. So you have options, you know, and you constantly want to be scouting out your opponent. You can use an early scanner sweep, although I would recommend you use your first energy on a mule. But you can kind of find out what your opponent is doing and then be able to counter it. And don't forget that you want to expand as soon as possible once you do all this, and you want to push out and kind of harass your enemy. That's the basic Terran build order. Now I'm going to go ahead and quit this game, and I'm going to start a new game. And this game is going to be focused on the build orders for Protoss. I'm going to show you the Protoss's bread and butter little build order that works pretty well for them. Let's go Protoss. And this is by no means a catch-all again. This is just a balanced, nice little build that lets you kind of react to your enemy and get you going early in the game and put you in a semi-strong position. Now the thing you're going to want to do is the exact same thing. You want to assign all your probes down here and start immediately building probes. You're going to build probes until you get to a supply cap of 9. At 9 you're going to build your first pylon. And I recommend also with the Protoss to wall off your ramp up here because it can be beneficial. And I don't mean completely close off your ramp, but at least make a choke point so that if the enemy's playing Zerg, they have to come up and you can kind of block off an entire ramp, which is 1 Zealot. Okay, now that I'm at 9, I'm going to wait till I get 100 minerals and I'm going to build my first pylon. And don't forget, your probes don't need to be there when you build it, so send them back to your minerals as soon as he pops that up, and keep pumping them out. Now what I like to do is, as soon as my first pylon goes down, is I'll pump out a couple of SCVs really quick, and I'll use Chrono boost on them. Sometimes it's better to time that until that's almost done so that you don't end up waiting here while you're supply capped and wasting a Chrono boost. But it doesn't matter, as long as you use it, you get them out real quick. Now what you're going to want to do is at 12 of 18, you're going to come up here and you're going to build your first gateway. I'll throw down my gateway there. Again, send your guy back and keep building probes. As soon as you get 50 minerals, get another probe building. Now at 13 out of 18, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get down your first assimilator. And I'll show you here in a second once this guy finishes at 13 out of 18. And now put down your assimilator. Once I hit 14 out of 18, I'm going to go ahead and throw down a second pylon. And that's it, folks. That is your basic bread and butter Protoss build. From here, you can do a lot of different things. As soon as this assimilator is done, go ahead and throw 3 probes onto it so that you can immediately start getting that benefit. You should have already sent out a probe. I neglected it because I'm doing too much talking here. And you should know what your opponent is doing. Now you can either go, what I usually like to do is immediately after my first gateway's done, is unless my opponent's rushing me, I'm going to throw down a cybernetics core, because it allows me to start researching warp gate, and I like to throw down a second gateway. But if it depends, I mean, if you want to go heavy infantry with zealots and stalkers, keep throwing down a couple more gateways. You can get up to 4 early in the game, and that's going to help you a ton. Or you can go for an early mechanical build and get a robotics bay here, and the robotics bay is going to allow you to start getting early colossuses and not stalkers, but walkers, and that can help you out too. Or you can go for early air. So you have the same options. You can go heavy ground, heavy mechanical, or heavy air. Alright, let me go ahead and surrender this game, and I'm going to show you the last race here, which is Zerg, and a quick little build order that's pretty solid with them. Let's go play versus AI. Sometimes it's slow, but that's okay. Alright, we'll add it in here, and we'll make myself Zerg. Let's go. Alright, Zerg build order. They're all about the same. They kind of allow you to get some early units out there, defend against a rush, and build a solid economy. This is balanced builds. Now with the Zerg, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and assign all of my drones to the minerals once again. Get another drone coming out here. And you're going to pump out drones until you get supply capped at 10 out of 10. And I'm going to show you why. Usually people think it's a bad idea to go ahead and get supply capped, but when you're first starting here in your build order, sometimes it's a good thing unless you're going for an early pool. But this is a balanced build, so I'm going to be going for all drones until I hit 10 out of 10. Once I hit 10 out of 10, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my first Extractor. It only costs 25 for the Zerg. And then I can immediately replace that drone with another one. Now what I want to do is with my next 100 minerals, I'm going to build an Overlord. And I think I might have messed that up a little. I think what you want to do is you want to get that Overlord out before, get it making before you make your gas over here. But it shouldn't hurt me too bad here. Once that Overlord's up, you want to keep pumping out drones until you get to 12 out of 18. Yeah, I should have had that Overlord training a lot earlier. This is kind of throwing my build off. Just remember, build your Overlord and then build your gas and then build another drone. I'll put all of my build orders down here in the comment block below. So feel free to look through there and I'll make sure that's in there. So you want to get to 12 out of 18 and then hold off on making drones. You're going to want to save up 200 minerals, and as soon as you got 12 out of 18 and 200 minerals, you're going to go ahead and throw down your spawning pool. Now, as soon as this spawning pool is done, you want to keep pumping out drones, but as soon as that spawning pool is done, you want to be able to save up enough supply and enough money to make your first queen. A queen takes 2 supplies, so make sure you have at least 16 out of 18 done left when you have this spawning pool done, and make sure you have 150 minerals so that you can immediately start building your queen, and that's going to tremendously help your economy. At 16 out of 18, I like to go ahead and build my first Overlord. And after that point, what you can do is you can start, you can build a roach warren and go heavy roaches, or you can go for zerglings. It allows you to get out some early zerglings here, and sometimes I like to throw down a good spine crawler as soon as my spawning pool is up. And that'll help you defend with a queen, some zerglings, and a spine crawler. You can defend off some pretty early game rushes. But you can also do the same thing. You can go for an early lair, which will allow you to get some hydras or some mutas, or you can go for roaches and banelings. It all depends on what you need to do. But by now, you should have been able to scout out your opponent, find out what they're doing, and kind of be able to counter it. And you want to keep scouting them out so that you can kind of adjust what you're doing to what they're doing. But I hope you find this, guys. I hope you guys find this video useful. If you do, please thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll continue making more for you guys. I hope you enjoy. The Thinking Gamer out.